All right. Get those scripts and confidence up.
Yay. Okay. Awesome. Well, thanks for joining us. A happy new year to everybody who's on here. Today we're going to go ahead and cover goal setting, and I'm going to have Nick take it away.
All right. How is everyone doing? I don't like when everyone's muted.
Am I muted?
No,
Oh,
I want to hear you guys talk back, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Doing great.
My personality needs you guys to give me constant feedback. Yes, he knows this. I may not take it well, but I still need it.
Need to boost
All
the
right.
ego a little bit.
So I'm going to start. Let me share my screen here.
I'm gonna get some paper and pencils.
Where's my share screen button again?
Bottom.
The green one. Never
Yeah.
mind. Ignore me. All right. So I'm going to start inside PMZ Plus. If you guys have ever been inside here before, under agent tools,
Many
under
times.
personal info, there's business plan. I just want to point out where this is at because we will come back to it in just a minute so you can see a little bit of what you have to do. It'll help calculate prices for you because I don't know about you. I didn't get in real estate to be a math major, and every single goal planning thing I've ever been through somehow makes you do math, and ours really helps you out without having to do math. So for Ninja, can you guys now see this part? Do you guys see the Ninja selling?
No, we just see your PM.
No, we see the business plan.
All right, let me reshare
I think you need to do like your entire desktop.
my entire desktop.
Yeah.
Junior, are you coming?
That doesn't let me do that, but let me just switch to this. I figured out what buttons I need to press. All right, so now what do you guys see?
Now we see the
Pre-flight checklist.
All right, so this is your pre-flight checklist from Ninja. This is actually downloadable from Ninja University. If you go to YouTube, they have a Get Your 2022 Started Right video that they released on January 3rd, which was the first day of the year. The two documents I'm using from Ninja, you can download from that YouTube. It's in their comment section.
I can also, I'll link it up to the replay email.
Okay,
to make it
fantastic. I don't think we're not going to go through every single one of these on this. We only have a half hour, but what it does is it really wants you to check to see the things that you are doing to start each day to know what you need to add to your business. Like, are you attending your sales meetings? Are you ambassador for the company? Do you have a growth mindset? So on and so forth. The big ones that I think we get down to are right here where you say, I have an active life list. I know my why. I have a written set of goals, a financial plan, and I'm a learner, right? That's where we're really focusing our attention right now in this pre-flight checklist, which is downloadable. I want to make sure I'm grabbing the right one now. That's the pre-flight checklist. This is we'll go to this one. All right. For those of you who've taken the Ninja installation, this is straight from your book. I've created this PDF. I'm going to give it to Alondra so you all can download it at any time as well, and she'll attach it to the video, the replay email that she sends out. But this is going to be your business wealth creation plan for 2022. For those of you who've taken the Ninja installation, you just want to put in exactly what you want to earn for your 1099. That's the total gross commission income. Don't try and calculate costs and splits and your marketing costs and whatever. Just say, I want to earn this much on my gross commission income. And then using the Ninja Success formula, it's one name for every $2,000. So if you have $100,000 is your 1099 income goal, again, math, that's the only math I think you have to do is say, this is how many people I need inside of my database. If you go back to, well, we'll just stick with this for a little bit. The idea here is that you're going to have to come up with exactly how many properties you're going to do per month, how many people you currently have inside of your database, and then how many people you need to add to your database to be able to hit this number. The Ninja 9 are the things that you're going to do 5 daily, 4 weekly activities to help you accomplish this goal specifically, knowing that, hey, if I'm going to make $100,000, I'm going to have to probably sell 12 houses at the average sales price in my city. And in order for me to do that, I need to have 85 people in my database I touch really, really well. That means I need to get 5 households a week to get to 85 because I currently have 40, or whatever those numbers are for you. This is a quick little fill out section that says, hey, I want to be here. The big thing I want you to get from this form specifically is how many do you have in your database? How many people do you need to add to your database in order to achieve your units goal? The real estate is a contact sport, but it doesn't have to be a 150,000 person contact sport. It's a contact sport of really good contacts. If you have 50, 60, 70 really good contacts, it's going to equal a good number of units that you can get. Also on this form, what I like about it, it has the Ninja 9 written for you right here at the very bottom of the form so that you can stay focused on it with your daily gratitudes, time block your week and day, write your 2 personal notes a day, focus on your hot and warm list, do your customer calls, live interviews, and 50 live contacts. So that's the really good part of this form. So now we're going to go back to the PMZ one. Inside PMZ Plus. Does everybody see it?
Yeah.
Okay. So when I went to business plan, I already have one made. So I'm just going to click edit, but you would create a new plan. I'm just going to bring mine up so you can see. So I put in here for 2022 BYE, means best year ever. Name it whatever you want. I was just being semi-cute. And you could put the date that you're going to start the plan. Obviously, this is today's date. And you could put in the transactions you want to do for the next 12 months. If you change this number, let's say I'm putting in 20, it's going to change the number of buyers you have to close if you keep your listings the same. So it's not going to let you do 20 buyers and 20 sellers if your total transactions is 20. The math is going to work itself out for you, which I like. How many days you plan to work and how many hours, how many vacation weeks do you plan on taking? This helps you with your calendaring and it'll do the math for you. So you can change your average sales price. What's great about this is if you don't know what your average sales price is, it'll fill in whatever the average sales price is of the city of the office you're in. And I didn't know it does that, but I'm going to thank Daniel Hummer for it. So then it tells you what your estimated sales volume would need to be in order to hit that. For your average broker commission, be conservative here. Obviously we should not be taking listings less than 5%, which would be 2.5% commission. Generally speaking though, because there are agents out there who don't like to do good things at other companies, the average commission inside of all of Stanislaus County is 2.26%. Which is why I put in 2.25 as broker compensation. Because I would rather err on the side of conservatism in this and not expect to get 3% on every deal. That is our goal though, by the way, 6% listings. And then put in whatever your average agent split is, and that would tell you what your estimated income would be. So if we go back to that original Ninja form, you put what you want your 1099 income to be. That's the number you want to show up here. I'm pointing at my screen like you guys could see it, like we're in the middle of a classroom and you guys didn't see it. So right here, if I highlight it, that number should be what's on your Ninja form. So if your 1099 Ninja form, that gross commission income that you wanted, if that was $100,000, I have a little bit more business written down right now inside this business plan. Is everybody with me so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions? Interrupt me.
No, but you're sending the Ninja form with the recording, right?
if your average sales price changes, I know Sherry's on here. I think you have an average higher sales price. You would want to change that. You can also choose based on where our offices are. So Randy Brown's not here, but hopefully he
see
watches
that.
this because I love him. Let's choose his average sales price.
Wow.
I don't have to do much. So anyway, I'm going to stick with Modesto though, to let you know your estimated sales volume if you do those units, and it'll calculate for you. Just to see, we have some Stockton people in here, right?
Yes.
So if I do that and I update this plan, go back, it changes how much income I make based on the average sales price of the city. So that's one of my favorite things that they've done inside this system is we don't have to always know all our numbers. It's quickly, easily there for you. And you just press that and pick whatever your city is. And then if you keep changing it, just update this plan. If you know your average sales price, you can just enter it as well. You don't have to do it. So if you actually know what it is, just write it in there and it'll help you get to where you need to go. Any questions on that part? Now, the interesting part that I always get into goal planning from people is, okay, so I have that number, now what? Anybody else feeling that?
Yes.
Okay,
Meaning what?
like now what do I do? How do I get it?
Yeah.
Well, you said to put the dates, hours, and the work plan, right? That's how you
Exactly.
get it.
Well, yeah, but what are you going to do in those work hours?
Oh, well, what Ninja told us today.
Exactly.
Just connect the 50. Just connect.
Do you guys see this little form right here?
Yes.
All right, this is called a 135. It's kind of how I like to teach goal planning, and Alondra will also send this out. It stands for 1 goal, 3 priorities, and then 5 strategies to reach that goal. So if my 1 goal is to sell, I'm not going to save it because I want you guys to have the sample, but sell 20 houses at 400,000 average sales price for 125,000 GCI, gross commission income. That would be my 1 goal, right?
It's 125.
So the 3 goal or the 3 priorities, I need to change that to achieve that objective would be number 1, let's go with sellers because I want to have more listings. Number 2, let's put buyers because I want to get, half my business from sellers, half of it from buyers. And lastly, I want to focus on my education and my leverage as I grow my business. So goal 1, right? Sellers. 5 strategies to reach my sellers. Now, Ninja has taught us, and I know not everyone's business is going to be the same. We're going to do as much Ninja as we possibly can, but we all get our business in very unique and distinct ways. So one of the number 1 ways that every single person should get their business, whether it's sellers or buyers, should be their sphere of influence, right? So we're going to focus on our 5 strategies on how do we get our sphere of influence to get us some business. What are some other seller strategies? I can type them in here, but
Sellers.
Zillow leads for those who buy some. We can do it from farming. Some of us get seller leads from open houses. What else? What would be another one? I could keep filling it out, but this is the participatory part. What was that, Rebecca?
Floor time.
Floor, opportunity time,
Yeah.
Advertising.
advertising. That's another one, right? And actually, we can even take Zillow out. And we could just write internet in general, right? Goal 2, this is where we would put our buyer's goal. And we would do our 5 strategies for getting buyers. Let's do sphere of influence, opportunity time,
Open houses.
open houses. Love it.
Farming.
Farming.
Yeah.
Let's be sign calls from our listings,
All right.
right?
I'm on a meeting. I'm so sorry.
And then
What
our third,
are sign calls?
if you have a sign writer at the bottom of your listing with your name on it and they call your cell phone directly, you answer that phone call and you're really good at your job and they say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for answering the phone. I'd love to work with you, Katrina. And then boom, you got a new
Okay.
client. Now in this, remember my goal was to do 20 houses. So let's say I wanted it to be a 50-50 business. I want to do 10 sellers and I want to do 10 buyers. How many of those would come from my sphere of influence? So let's say I'm going to get 6 transactions is my goal for my sphere of influence. I'm going to get 2 from the internet. I hope to get 1 from farming. And then this would be more. Sorry, I can't do math. I'll lower one of them. There. So 5 from my sphere of influence, 2 from the internet, 1 from farming, 1 from open house, 1 from opportunity time. That would all add up to 10. So it shows you where to put your focus and how to get on it.
Stop.
Opportunity time. Let's go with 1 here. Open houses, let's do 2. Because buyers come more from open house is my assumption. And since we're starting farming and we haven't done it, we'll just keep it at 1. As we spend more time on farming, hopefully that number increases each year because you dedicate to it. And then we'll do 1 sign call as well. Is this making a little bit of sense to everybody? Are there any questions as I go through? I talk fast. I had too much coffee this morning. All right, education and leverage. Well, first, what should be on your education and leverage? Ninja installation in August. I can't spell, please autocorrect me. What else is some of the things that we should do, right? Tipsy Thursday, you guys can't forget about Alondra and I, because, you know, we rock. Third thing that we should attend is our sales meetings. What would be something else that you should attend education and leverage wise that you think would
Like
help grow your
CAR
business?
meetings,
Right.
CAR meetings.
Or even the CAR, NAR conference.
What about reading books or listen to something written, listen to a book in the internet?
Absolutely. You could put in here, if it's business wise, like maybe 10 personal books, you can add that in there, something like that.
Mhm.
And in here, you can put something like hire an, not Anna, but an assistant. Something like in the education leverage, you're setting your goal for the year on what you're going to develop inside of your system and who's going to help you get there, right? Because as your business grows, you're going to need people. And it could be like, hey, I'm not going to hire an assistant. I'm going to turn over all my design work to Voltaire. I'm going to pay PMZ to send out all my cards and I'm not going to do my mailings anymore. I don't know what it would be. Any type of education and leverage to make your business a little bit easier for you to buy a little bit of your time back so you can focus on your Ninja 9, right? Your hot list, your warm list, your live interviews, making your calls. The more time that you spend in that section, the better. This is where, and it's also a great, because how many of you get that call, hey, can you use more listings? Like that sales call that comes in and says, oh, you know, I was looking at your business. Looks like you're doing great in Stanislaus County. Could you use more listings? Like, oh, of course the answer is yes, but I don't want to get them from you. You can say, oh, I've already budgeted my whole year. I don't have room for it. Sorry. And it's an easy hang up and call. So you don't have to waste time with them because it's not on your business plan. This is what we strive to achieve. Now,
That's a nice way of saying it.
yes, it's a nice way of saying hell no. All right. Any questions on the 1, 3, 5 part?
No.
All right. So this is where I like to take it one step further. Is everybody okay with me doing that?
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm going to do my sphere of influence, what I do now is I do the 5 things that I'm going to commit to my sphere of influence in order to help achieve those 5 seller transactions. So in Ninja tells us we should send a direct piece of mail every 10 days, right? 50% art, 50% science. So now I'm coming up with my sphere plan. So number one is direct mail them every 10 days. I should call them, according to Ninja, how many times?
50.
Once a quarter.
Oh.
Ninja wants us to call 50 people a week. We shouldn't call our client 50 times. They may not like us. So we're going to call them once a quarter just to make sure that we're in flow with them and having the conversations about, and this is forward conversations as well, right? So we're going to call them once a quarter to just ask about their family, how they're doing, all that great stuff. The third thing in farming, right? So what would we do for a farm? Or no, sorry, not for farming, for our sphere of influence, right? So if we're sending them direct mail and we're calling them, what are the other mediums that we should be contacting our sphere through?
Internet?
Well, social media would be a good one, right?
Yes.
And I would say you want to do that twice a month, right? I want to go onto social media, find my client on whatever their preferred platform is, show up where they are, and at least twice a month have a connection with them, have a conversation with them, like their comment, like their photos, comment about their kids, see what their vacation was like their pictures in Hawaii or whatever it is they were doing, right? So that's
You
a
think
third
twice a
one.
month is enough?
I'm going to start it twice a month. I'm trying to, was that Andrew?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I'm going to start it twice a month. My actual goal, if I'm really going to be in flow with my clients, would be do it every single week. I would try to get one social media comment or like a week to each one of my clients. If you have a 250 person sphere, that gets difficult. So I always say start where you know you can bite it off and then work your way up to something that would be a goal.
And I would also say, as far as that goes, like I would make sure that it comes across as organic and genuine. So
Yeah. You're
not
going to their profile. You're not just saying, hey, check out my website. I got a new listing.
Yeah. And just saying, making it just genuine and not seem like, okay, I'm doing it just for the sake of doing it. Right.
Right.
I can tell what works with me is that make sure you always can check the birthdays. Those are given to you by Facebook or Instagram automatically. And then the second thing I do is I always go through and see what they did the week before and then comment on something that directly. Hey, I saw like you went to skiing. I would love to go skiing. Where did you guys go?
Yeah.
So I let their story tell me the question to ask.
Yeah. And that's part of the plan is you just want to essentially let them know that you're there on their medium. And then also it moves, Facebook's algorithm moves you up in their feed. So when you actually do post something real estate, they're more likely to see it. All right. So if we're hitting them with direct mail, we're calling them once a quarter with our forward questions, and we're doing our social media, what is another medium? I'm cheating because I'm writing it. Moth. We're going to send them moths to eat their clothes. All right. We're going to email them twice a month, right? One of the emails should be some type of newsletter that's already done for you inside Reliance, right? Send them the monthly newsletter inside our CRM. And then the other one you could do is either their marketing or their valuation of their home from our buy side system, or I'm going to mess it up. Let me go to my dashboard real fast. The Market Watch email from our dashboards. You're going to send that to them. So once a month, they're going to get a Market Watch email, and once a month, they're going to get the newsletter. Just make sure that they don't go out the same week. Try to space those out a little bit so that Monday they get a newsletter, Tuesday they get a Market Watch, Wednesday you're on the social media. That's a little intense, and they may not like you as much, just like if we call them 50 times. So we're going to try and space them out so that they're seeing different stuff at different times as we go through. And then what would be a fifth opportunity for our sphere of influence? If we've called them, we've direct mailed them, we're hitting them on social media, and we're emailing them, what's the last one we're missing in the Ninja?
No card.
Papa. I would also say the real estate reviews.
That's a pop by, right? Real estate reviewer showing up. And I'm going to put pop by, and I'm going to do once a quarter. Yeah. And the pop by, you can insert anything you would want to inside this pop by. So if you do client parties, that's a pop by, right? Hey, come out to my event. I'm hosting a movie night. I'm doing an ice cream
Just getting
social.
personal contact is all.
Personal contact. Andrew's all over it. So how you choose your personal contact is on you, but you do it once a quarter for everybody in your sphere. So you can do the real estate review. You can do a client party. You can do just a pop by with those wonderfully cute gifts that Alondra came up with in Christmas with she came up with it and somebody even brought me one, right? A little cocoa thing that was brought to me.
Yeah.
It's whatever kind of pop by where you can create that face-to-face relationship. Like, and I don't look that good. So this is one of the hard things for me is like, hey, but they know who I am. They know what I look like. So might as well just show up. As Yessie says, I'm below at 8. So they still need to see and meet you, right? So we can't just live our life through direct mail, calling them in social media and email. This is that one last step that cements the relationship. We've got into their mailbox. We've gotten to their email inbox. We're on the social media platform when they're scrolling throughout the day. They're also getting phone calls from us that they can talk to us, and then they get to see us. If we do this to our sphere of influence, do you think we'll get 5 transactions from our sellers and 5 transactions from buyers?
Yes.
Right.
But-
Yes. And so what the step is after this one, so like the next step would be internet. Then we're going to come up with how we're going to talk to the internet the same way. We're going to follow this process. So when we go back to how many days we're working a week in our, go back to our PMZ. I switched it with this one. Business plan, there we go. When we go back to our business plan, we're gonna work 5 days a week and 8 hours in those days. When I pull out my Ninja planner and I go to my week, as I'm filling out my week right here, I'm doing my 8 hours on who I'm supposed, I gotta take out, you guys can't even see it. Let me,
I think
thank
if
you,
put it
background.
right in front of you. Right there.
So when I'm going through my week, right here, I'm putting in the 8 hours on what I'm going to do. I'm writing in the activities of how I'm going to do. So like I'm making my mailing right now, right? I'm doing my mailing for the next 10 days. And if you want that strategy, you make 3 mailings this week. Work really hard on getting your first 3 mailings done, or ask Alondra and Voltaire to design them for you. And then every Friday you make a new mailing. So when one goes out, you have 10 days to make your next one. You always have 2 on standby. So you're making the next one. So you're never operating. So when you're on vacation, you still have a mailing and your business doesn't stop, right? So have 3 to go, make a new one goes out, make a new one goes out, make a new one. So you always have one on standby, just in case you get the Rona or something and you have to sit down for 10 days. Always have it ready to go. That's like one of the little strategies inside this. Then you say like, okay, I'm going to do my social media on Wednesdays from 8. Well, let's not say Thursdays, but Wednesdays from 9 to 10 a.m. I'm going to do all my social media. So for 1 hour, I'm taking all the A through L's and I'm going to my social media for my database. Hey, saw Johnny made the soccer team. Congratulations. You know, whatever that is. You put it in this, right? You have the plan. The Ninja Planner is the execution guide. Schedule everything that you did inside that plan here, and then you have your flow. That was exactly half an hour. I could go a whole bunch more, but I wanted to open it up for questions. I don't want to spend all day talking about this, even though I could. Any questions? That was a lot.
What's the best way to get a mailer out there, Nick? I haven't done anything like that. So all of my people right now, and I know I need a CRM, don't lecture me on there, but I have everyone in like an Excel sheet that I need to just kind of start filtering out.
So it depends on farming. I say the best way to get a mailer out is through EDDM, every door direct mail through the post office. You pay a whole lot less. If it's to your sphere of influence, I would go through, I say use, Alondra, do you want to interrupt before I say something that's outside of our realm, or can I go?
You can go.
Okay, so there's a few companies, depending on how much you want to pay, I can suggest a few. Because it's going to cost if you want someone else to do it. 1 second.
I need to be able to enter it and forget it.
Printgenie.io.
Print
I
Genie.
think they're $100 a month. You just put it in there. You'd upload your card that does it for you. They'll also send text messages to the clients if you want. There's a whole bunch of different costs to it, but there's levels. That's one. What's the Happy Grasshoppers? Another one where they'll do videos and or direct mailings for you. I want to say not contextually, but there's one that any one of the postcard companies, there's so many out there. Any other suggestions, type them in the chat if you guys got them.
Sorry, so I do want to interrupt, sorry.
Yeah.
Now, once you started talking, I was like, okay, no, yes, the personal marketing company,
Mhm.
they're the company that sends out the 5-year follow-up plan as soon as you close a transaction.
There you go.
There's also a portal that you can go in there and send mailers on there. So maybe that could be a coming up Tipsy Thursday.
What was the name of
Okay.
that project?
It's called the personal marketing company.
And you can just upload your contacts and there's a pretty easy to be able to do that.
Yeah, we'll do a training coming up.
There you go. All right. What other questions? Was that a simple business plan?
Yeah.
I'll make sure that all those documents go out in the email afterwards. And if you have any other questions on it, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I can help walk you through making your own as well. That's what I'm here for.
Making your own. Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, I lost the last part that Nick said. Help you to do your own what?
A business plan. If you need help with your
Oh.
business plan and you want me to help walk you through it, reach out to me. And I can get on my calendar and I'll help anybody work through it. I'll do Zooms if you want to get a few people together too and do one, whatever anybody needs.
That would be nice. Mhm.
All
So
right. Any
I
other
was-
questions?
I was just gonna say, I love how you broke it down, because that first, like, if that number, when you were doing your goal list or your life list, and that number seems scary, first I would say, I love that you broke it down, so it makes it seem like it's not so scary, right? And then,
It's so scary when we talk about things over a 1 to 5 year period,
yeah,
right? But when you break down to what your daily habit is, it really isn't that much.
yeah.
It's just we get overwhelmed because we miss a week.
Mhm.
And then we think we have to do everything in 1 week that we did in the last 2 weeks. So then we only do a quarter of it. Now we have 3 weeks worth of work in 4 days. And then we start to get all sugared. And then we just say, oh, let's just change our goals.
Yeah,
No, it's
Yeah.
just like, you know what? Let's actually just try to stick with a plan and do what you're supposed to do each day. The more consistent we get with this, the better it is. And in all honesty, if you do just that sphere of influence plan I wrote to 100 people, you will get 50 transactions by your second year.
yeah. And then it just kind of goes back to tying it all into Ninja, how they say, like, be on purpose, right? And
Yeah.
not like be a realtor that's on purpose and not by accident.
Not an accident.
Mhm.
Yeah, being purpose.
Having this Ninja planner is on purpose, not on accident. I'm gonna have to hug it so you guys can see it.
How many deals did you say they get year 2 if they were doing that?
If you have 100 people in your sphere of influence, you'd have 50 if you stuck with that sphere of influence plan.
In year 2.
Yep.
The second year. Yeah.
That is if you
That's
met all of
fascinating.
your clients in person, if you sent them again, this is things of value. If you decide to take like this flyer and you sent this every single time, right? And I love the flyer, right? It's Scenic Oaks, it's the new loan limits. But if I just sent this every single month, I'm not going to get any business because there's no value in the second time. This is going to go straight to the trash. They're going to be like, would that idiot stop sending me this form? So the execution is the most important thing. Just send it out. So if the only thing you can send out is this flyer, send it out because it's better than nothing. However, keep making things of value. 50% art, 50% science. Make sure that it's something you would like to receive. This is not about self-promotion,
Mhm.
right? I received 75 postcards in the last year that have told me inventory so low, sell your house, with their like mugshot, right? I'm so amazing. Look at me. There's no value for me as a person receiving that inventory is low. Thank you, Captain Obvious, and your picture. That's all self-promotion,
Mhm.
right? When we start to come to where the clients want and provide nothing but value, they're going to respond in kind and work with us. So I think that's where the rubber in the road to get the 50 transactions. Sorry, I'm throwing papers in my office and I don't want to get yelled at.
Hey, Nick, a step back
Yes.
really fast, just because I know I've asked a lot of agents of what their goal is this year. And then I'm a numbers person, so I go by percentages, and the percentages seem really high compared to their what they actually did last year. What is a healthy percentage to increase your volume this year compared to last year that you can stick with instead of readjusting your goals in the middle of the year because you
25%.
Okay.
I always say that's the best way to jump up. You can jump up more than that, but 25% increase each year is not unreasonable in any stretch of the imagination. So if you did 10 last year, 15 next year. If you did 15, 22 or 23, because you can't do 22 and a half. That's really where I would say always 25%. You can do 50% or 75%, anything along those lines.
Perfect.
I
It's
think
my
it's worthwhile to have volume goals as well, or do you think it's, or is it more so focusing on units? Is that like a? I can see. I've only focused
I'm a
on
units
unit
guy.
goals, but I've
I'm a
just set a
units guy
volume
as
goal for
well.
the first time.
So here's why I say I focus on units is because units is the great equalizer. And if you start to get anything over 25 units, 30 units, your volume is always going to regress to the mean or increase to the mean. And unless you're in the habit of saying no to a client or passing them off to somebody else if they're in a specific area or price point, I do think that you can make definite volume goals though. Like, I don't think that it's wrong. I've just always been comfortable with units because a unit is a unit and I get to help a client. And if I judge clients by what their house is worth, I don't ever want to have to say, oh, I'm focused on a $600,000 sales price and you're $125,000 3.2 in, Merced. So I'm going to have to pass. I would feel horrible. And I know I'm being completely facetious.
Mobile homes are fun, right?
Yeah, it's real estate, right? Woo, woo. So that's why I'm on a unit goals, because I never want to have to judge a client by their price point, because I don't ever want to have to say no. That's just me. It's not right or wrong, right? It's what's effective or ineffective for you.
Vibe with that. That's cool. That makes sense.
Yeah. Is this the first Tipsy Thursday you've been on, Andrew? I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, this is the
I'm
first
glad
one.
you're here. Thank you. Much appreciated, sir.
This
All
is
right.
my
Anybody
first
else? I know, and Sherry's here, but I think this isn't Sherry's first one also, right?
I don't know, to be honest. I think it might be.
All right, look at that. We're knocking it out of the park. Welcome to 2022. We got that Taylor Swift like little reel that we're gonna do, right? 2022. I don't know. All right. I'm glad you guys are here. Other questions? Anything that for the good of the group? And I like that you got Tatooine back there too. Go Star Wars.
Worse.
Andrew's background. He's got.
Oh yeah, it's an oxygen farm for sale. Luke's family had it. I'm sorry, they didn't die in the home.
Oh, I love that.
It's great disclosure item right there. I'm going to use that for the next Avid class.
Yes.
I listen
All right.
better if I play with things. Sorry.
All right. Well, I got nothing else. Alondra, up to you to close it.
Alrighty, so if there's no more questions, then we'll go ahead and end it here. Thanks for joining us. We'll be back here on the third Thursday of January, which is January 20th. And I will go ahead and make sure those links to everything Nick referenced is in that replay email.
Thank
All right, well, you guys have a great
Thank you.
rest of the day and weekend, and we'll talk
Thanks
to
a
you
lot.
guys soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.